Hi everybody, it's Julie. So next we're going to fix up some of our little, the pocket pages. So I'm just going to go ahead and with the yellow pages, I'm going to use my ATG gun. You can go ahead and use your glue, and I am just going to attach it in the two outside places. I put it on here because that's what actually needs to adhere. If I put it up here, I might end up with extra glue. And if with the ATG, if you end up with a little extra glue, you can just go ahead and rub it off. So there is our first one. Then with this one, we can go ahead and I wanted to look at possibly adding like a stripe from, this is the wallpaper piece that was left after we, okay, well we'll come back, we're going to come back to that one. Let's go ahead and do both the yellow ones. And you can see a theme here. We have yellow, blue, and pink are the embellishment accent colors that we have happening. And so this is all these items are available in the Spring Blossom Kit. And you'll see I've made quite a few embellishments, and now we are working on the actual signatures for the book. So what happens is in this kit, you're getting everything except for the book that you'll use and copy paper. You will receive the digital kit so that you can make these pages. You can print them on your printer. And you'll also receive the digital kit that has the postcards. This is the small size, the medium size. So you'll have these as well. And you do get a little one and the big one come in your, and I think and then one other size comes with your kit. You'll get a physical one of those in your kit. So one of the other things that we had done was we had taken a piece of this material that we had left after we had covered the cover, and we just cut a line of these dots. Okay, and I'll show you. This is the cover, and the inside we use the vintage wallpaper. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go all the way to the edge because we did this before, but I have recopied my printouts because I was running out of glue. Okay, so we can go ahead and put this, and I'm just going to put it right over the wording here, and you can put something else over it if you want, but I figured we had this, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that. We'll cut this off, and this piece right here we've already used. I used the piece that we had cut off on the bottom of the photo album. I'll show you. Just so you know, so if you're just now doing this. So we took this little piece that we cut off and we used it to close the bottom of this from yesterday's video. So this is the photo album insert. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to take these pieces out because I don't want to accidentally sew them in the signature, but they are made. This is the little wallet, and this is the large tag, and they'll go over here in the I've already made it pile, and this goes in the, it's going to go in the book pile, and that can go up there. Okay, so we'll just straighten this out, and like I said when I made this, if you have an edge punch, I would edge punch this. Totally. I would like use the Martha Stewart lace or one of the lace type punches. And I would definitely do that. You could also go ahead and cut out another piece of this and make it more like a border. But I'm going to probably be using these pieces, so I don't want to use them up on that. But again, I would go ahead and do that. The other thing is right here you have the choice of cutting this down for this page. If you wanted to cut that page down, I'm going to leave it full, and I may revisit that later. But so that is how I'm going to finish that page off. Then I have, that was the hearts, no, the baskets. So this is the hearts. So I have this piece that has the yellow and blue stripe from the wallpaper. And I'm just going to go ahead and even up, clean up this one side. Okay, so put it on here. Go ahead and okay. So you can just go ahead and cut it at the yellow. I'm going to go ahead and make a pocket. You know what? I think this side is more even. And I can go ahead and use this down here. Yeah, that'll work. It's hard to cut. There we go. Okay. So there, I'm just going to cut that off. And for mine, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to attach it here. And I'm going to let it be a little bit of a tuck spot here. That's up to you how you want to, if you want to do it that way. And I'm going to put it on here. So again, I'm mainly wanting to cover up those words. And I know I can clean this up because it's just ATG. And I'm going to line it up even with the edge of these. There, and come up and just rub the ATG glue off. Come down here, rub the ATG glue off. Okay. Trim this down. Oh, those are my material scissors. Don't want to have to yell at myself for using my material scissors to cut paper. Okay, have a little scrap. It's going over here. I have a scrap box now so that all these little pieces will go in there because I like to use, especially on these kit things, I like to try and use all the little pieces. So I do have one other thing. I had a piece. This was from the bottom of the wallpaper when I fixed it. I took one of those large tags and I put a piece of the wallpaper on it so that it becomes a pocket. And I used the side that had the words. And remember, I had put one of the book pages that had the blank side on the other. So we had made 4 of these tags. So this is one of the 4 tags is now done like that. And then I'm just going to go ahead and attach this little pocket over here to the page that's across from the line of heart border. Go ahead and the ATG. And remember, if you're using like a small bead of glue, you're going to end up, you'll have a bigger pocket. So, highly recommend that. The ATG is just so much faster when I'm working on a video to be able to, because it dry. I mean, it's there and I don't have the mess. Okay, so there we have a little pocket attached. And so we have this page. It has this little tuck here that I'll be able to put something in. It has this pocket here. Okay, so that gives me another page for my book, my journal. And so now we're going to come back and revisit these. Now again, you can go ahead and use your border punch and come across the top here. You can fold this down. Either way, you can fold it inside to itself or outside. I don't know why that... Well, we're going to go ahead and cut it off. The folding it would make it a little bit stronger, but it didn't want to fold straight, so I'm going to cut it. Plan B. I hope you don't mind that, you know, I show you that things sometimes don't go the way that I think they should. And so there is a plan B. Okay. So again, we're going to go ahead and finish these pockets. It's much easier to do it now than when they're in the signature in the book. You're like going, oh, I can't quite reach in there. So there we go. And if this right here bothers you, you can you could cut it off. I'm not going to cut it off again. You could do the border punching here. I may come back and revisit it when we get closer to the end and you see if we have like any of this left, that you could put the stripes down in it, and that would help bring this into the rest of the book. But that is something that you would be able to do because you'd be doing these. Do that after. Okay, so we have one more of these. I want to go ahead and attach them. Again, these are from the Spring Blossom Digital Kit. This is the embroidery kit section of that kit. You also receive the postcards in digital form. They come in a JPEG and a PDF form, so you can work with it. There we go. So that gives us these pockets. Okay, so this one I went ahead and left the lip on. So again, could come across and put the blue across the top of that, which I think it would be a great idea. I think we'll do that. Okay, so I'm just cutting. You see how these little dots are in a line? It's just go and cut a line of the dots. Cut a line of dots. So when you've made your cover, on one side you ended up with the full piece of the large blue stripe that has these in it. Okay, so let's go ahead and on this one we're going to go across. Okay. And we're going to lay this down. Oh, I like that. Okay. Then we're just going to come across, and you see that right there? That's just the glue from the ATG. And if you have an ATG gun, I would use that for this part right here. I would definitely use it to attach this. Okay, so there we have, oh, I like that. I like that. I think we'll go ahead and do this as well. We're going to save this one, put it in the scrap thing over here, and we'll cut a new one. Okay, for these, you know what? Yeah, we'll just cut the blue. So you can use these strips to change out the strings in your tags. Can use them as a ruffle along the outside of your outside of your book. We're going to go ahead and do these two strips to start with, because I have on this fuzzy jacket thing, and I don't want to end up with fuzz in the. Okay, there we go. Lay it down, cut it. Lay it down, cut it. Oh, yes, even though we have the fuzzy jacket, we still have to. Okay, got to go all the way to the edge, and I missed going to the edge on that one. Okay. There we go. Make sure you have, if you do the right side, do the right side. If you're doing the wrong side, do the wrong side all the way across. I have had several projects that I've ended up using the wrong side of material. I even had curtains one year, for a while, that I made that I chose to use the wrong side of the material instead of the right side. Look at there. So if you're very careful, you can probably get this whole thing with one. Okay, now we're going to come back and cut the little pieces. So this will be our other little pocket. I like it. I like it. We can embellish it or whatever, but it's going to be really cool. So these are the pockets that we made, and we also did this, and we did this, and let's see. See, I have these pieces, but they're not quite big enough for this, but we do have some other pieces of paper that are going to be smaller that we might be able to use these for. So, there you go. I hope you're following along, and I hope your book is coming together. I think this is going to be really fun. If you can imagine, it's going to be something like this, along with all those other pages. So you'll be able to open. Just totally changed the look of those. So find something to celebrate every day. Don't forget to subscribe. Have an amazing day. Bye.